What are the differences between a driver swing and an iron swing? One of the key differences, this is going to help you drive it so much better if you're not doing this, is where the lead shoulder is positioned when you're making contact. You may have never thought about this, but it's definitely something you want to pull your camera out and check to see if you're doing or not. So let's talk about first with the iron. So if we'll have Laz just put a little line outside of my shoulder here, it's set up. At impact, my body is going to be more forward. Say my lower body is going to be roughly 4 inches forward. Upper body is going to be about half that, about 2.5 inches forward. So that's going to make my shoulder more forward than where it started. That's impact, okay? With a driver, it's just the opposite. The lower body is going to be roughly the same amount forward, but now this is going to be basically right where I started or just a hair behind it with the upper body. Now that's got to do with a wider stance and ball position. That's going to have a massive impact on how you drive it compared to how you iron it.
Yeah, so I mean, it's those key differences that hurt or help people, right? Like when someone comes in, we usually ask them, do you drive it better? Do you hit your irons better? And we all say one or the other, and then that starts letting us put a game plan together for how we're going to help somebody. And we're always looking at this lead shoulder location, not just where it is at impact, but the trip it makes along the way is probably way more telling than just freezing at impact.
Yeah, I mean, the goal isn't to, like, again, nothing in the golf swing, you can just kind of set it and try to keep it there.
Ronco.
Right, set it and forget it. There's motion to this shoulder. You just got to know where your destination is so you can get to the right place. There's a lot of times I've been in my car, lose track of where I am. You're thinking about something else. You're like, okay, well, where am I? Did I miss my turn? Did I even get to my turn yet? Knowing where you're trying to go is the key for this part of the golf swing.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what should happen with the driver, and I'll be kind of the line.
Yeah, so if you set up at address, make sure you've got your stance wider than your hips, wider than even with an iron when you set up here. When you put the ball forward, you're going to have some angle to your shoulder.
So we'll have Laz put a line right here on the outside of the shoulder.
So I'm going to make a backswing, and this just from the sheer fact that my shoulders are rotating this way, that shoulder is going to move away from that initial line. Then as I start down, I'm shifting as I'm pivoting, I'm shifting the upper and lower body forward. And as I get down towards impact, I'm going to get at least to that line.
So where you are right now is typically when it gets right back to the starting point.
Exactly. So that's a good point to look at that.
Yep.
And then from there, as I keep pivoting, extending my lead side, that shoulder is going to kind of go up and back and it curves back around, curving the club up.
You hit the nail on the head. It works on an arc.
Yeah.
So it's going to go down some in the backswing, across more. It's going to go down a little bit in the downswing, across and back up and around.
It's that motion from here. Our buddy Manzella calls it throwing the monkey off your back. It's that motion of that curving it up and back that allows you to curve the handle up and around, start to hit up on the driver without having to scoop at it.
Right. We ideally want our low point just behind the ball with a driver. This is a big factor in controlling that, making that happen, compared to, we'll do the iron now.
Yeah, so if I took an iron, we got the line there.
Yep.
Make my backswing again. Moves away because
that doesn't change.
Pivoting action. Shifting forward. I'm going to go below where that was, just from the fact that as I start down, my knees start to square up. There's some flex in them. And I go forward of that line by the time I'm right here, and then curve back around.
Because now we want the low point in front of the ball, so that helps to have your center of your chest more forward than what we're trying to do with the driver.
So it's that feeling of getting over there and then curving that shoulder up and around. It's not cover the ball this way, though. It's turning and shifting that makes that happen. Sometimes you can look at these movements and try to like reverse engineer them. I'm just going to kind of bend this way to do it. Right. When I see people do that this way, it tumbles the club out over the plane too much.
So a great drill for this, let's do a drill with the iron first. What do you like to see with golfers who struggle? Because we see a lot of golfers who have the driver movement with their irons, right? We've seen some -1 to +1, 2. We've even seen a +3 angle of attack with a 7-iron.
Yeah.
Right, that's the driver movement with the iron. So we want to make sure we're getting that forward of where we start with the iron, and then we'll do the opposite with the driver. So what's a good drill for golfers that we see that have that positive angle of attack with an iron?
Well, first of all, make sure you set up correctly.
Yes.
And then the next thing you can do, when I say drill, part of it is just knowing how to video yourself and drawing the line.
Right. There's no better drill than the just do it drill.
Yeah, so video yourself, draw a line against put your camera on a tripod, then draw a line against your lead shoulder here, straight up and down, and then pause the camera when you're in the delivery position and see if you're hung back too much or if you've overleaned in front of it. You're gonna start to sense, oh, I see, I gotta start getting more in here. Then you go back and look at another video and you come back. There's no, I wouldn't say there's a real drill besides learning to take accountability for your own swing, video it, look at the swing and see if you did it.
What you want to look for with your body is to have your chest right over your pelvis. You don't want to be cheating it like this. You don't want to be slid so far forward that you're essentially doing one of these jobs.
You know, you could just have, like Mike did, just, you know, you're not going to make a swing, but hold your finger right there. You have your buddy hold your finger there on the tee box on a par 3 and say, hey, just leave your hand there. Let me see. Oh my gosh, I got to get over there. You know,
so you'll notice how you came forward and under where the original dot was.
In the under part, some of it's just, again, because I'm turned and then I'm curving around the other way. But having someone just stand there, for those of you that are this way, where a lot of you have the problem with the shoulder popping.
Yep.
Just having that there, you'll get a sense of how you've got to move and turn. Just having that cue of someone standing there and you can kind of feel where that is, you're like, oh, I see. You'll get a feel for the amount of shifting and turning you need to get over there.
Okay, now back to the driver.
Yeah.
Just the opposite.
Got the Hits driver, by the way.
Yep.
Clubhead Speed Trainer. You'll see it for sale real soon. If you haven't bought one already, get one. So driver here, same idea. If you want to put your finger there.
Yep.
So with this one, back, forward, just to it, and then I'm going to be away from it. But my hips are still going to be forward because we need a little more separation between the center of the chest and the center of the pelvis with the driver to encourage that slight upward hit without sacrificing the club getting this way.
That's exactly right.
So it's a straight up and down shaft.
At that same spot, at the delivery spot, your shoulder is going to be a little lower. It can be to the spot or just slightly in front of that spot. We don't want to just keep it back like that because that's going to be drop kicks and all those sorts of things. So at the delivery for either club, you're going to be iron, you're going to be in front of the original spot. Driver, you can be on or just slightly in front of the original spot. At impact, the two are quite different. Driver back behind or at, iron in front. Those are the key takeaways here. And this is super easy to see on video.
And remember, a lot of it is dictated by how you set up to the ball, where your centers are at address. So if you're set up incorrectly with a high right hip or a high right forearm and trying to do this, you're already baked in a bad motion. So don't discount the setup when you're looking at it.
Exactly right.